Wayla, Alhaji Nawi House, Bashim Hapsha, Masia, Wamalaki, Bashim Hawa Kakurash, Rakathum, the water about the fall of Palm Yashra. So honestly, the apostle builders and bishops of great millstone and teaching table. To the man out there teaching a likewise doctrine in the city of Shalom. Today we're going to get into the bug juice. I'm just gonna call it that because YouTube acting like little hoes over there. You know, they looking for words that you say so they can strike your channel, strike your video, take the video down, all of that, all this childish nonsense because they can't stop lying. Now I got y'all know that football player who played for the Buffalo Bills, Damar Hamlin. He gave an interview, and when the interviewer asked him, what did the doctor say? He said he didn't want to talk about it. I guess he didn't want to be, what's the word, demonized, like Kanye and Kyrie. So he told the interviewer he don't want to talk about it. Now there's another news outlet that I watched called Redacted. And a couple of days ago, they did a video talking about the bug juice. And they were saying that now mainstream media cannot say the V word, you know. And this is something I want to say to the lying-ass Edomites out there. Just because something is not spoken doesn't mean it is not known. Just because you strike us on our channel don't mean we can't talk, converse person to person. So it's still getting out. You just acting childish, that's all. But, you know, what can you say about the children of fools? They think just because we can't talk about it on social media, that it's just going to go away. No, just bringing more attention to it, fool, because people want to know. Just like they made a good point in that video with Damar Hamlin. He came to that interview specifically to tell what happened to him. Well, he thought he was going to be interviewed, you know, but he didn't want to talk about it. Now, the reason he doesn't want to talk about it, that's going to raise more questions. See what I'm saying? So you ain't hiding nothing, homie. Matter of fact, you making the same mistake you made with Kyrie Irving. You trying to silence him, but the process of silencing him brings more attention to the subject. You're so stupid, so. But let's further do. Let's get this is Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked, to cover the faces of the judges thereof, not where it is. The earth was given to the wicked. That's why all this wickedness is allowed. Put it like that. Let me grab this popcorn real quick. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and get a video up. And I'm going to bring the scripture out. I'm going to write it down. All right, now let's go on to share. Let's let this ad go by. Now it says Damar Hamlin gives cowardly response in interview, refuses to talk about why his, I guess, heart. But let's get into the interview.
After what everybody witnessed on that Monday night game between the Buffalo Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals, when Damar Hamlin went down, his heart stopped on the field for 9 minutes, getting CPR, getting shocked before finally being taken to the local hospital. Everybody assumed the worst. Everybody thought they just saw somebody die on the field. Obviously, what happened, he didn't die. He made a recovery. He's now been doing public appearances. You've seen him doing videos. You've actually seen him, not like when he's covered up like he was at that Bills playoff game. But with the way that the Buffalo Bills, the NFL, the mainstream media, that everybody used Damar Hamlin as, oh, look at this, look at that. They used this story and they used him. Everyone feels entitled to some answers. And Damar Hamlin finally sat down for a one-on-one to talk about some things that happened to him that went down. But unfortunately, he doesn't want to talk about the one thing that everybody wants to hear about. What happened? How did this happen? Why did this happen? What did the doctors tell you? Damar Hamlin won't say what doctors said caused his heart to stop. This is from Bobby Barak over on Outkick. Bills safety Damar Hamlin won't say what caused his heart to stop on January 2nd during a matchup with the Bengals. Hamlin spoke to Michael Strahan this week for an interview that ABC aired on Good Morning America. And let's just watch this thing, shall we? Let's listen to Damar Hamlin. Why would you do an interview? Why would you do an appearance if you didn't want to talk about this? But let's get into it.
From the ICU, the question on so many minds, what caused his heart to stop beating?
You're 24, peak physical condition, can run circles around me right now. How did doctor describe what happened to you?
And this is a long pause before he decides not to answer.
That's something I want to stay away from.
I know from my experience.
That's something I want to stay. What did you think you'd get asked? What did you think you were here to talk about? That's why people care about this entire story. You know, they want to understand, they want to know. And the more that the NFL and Damar Hamlin try to hide from that, the more questions will come. People want to know, does this have anything to do with maybe, you know, something else that's caused some people, some young people to have problems with their heart? Did the doctors tell you that? What did they tell you? Why did this happen? No, I want to stay away from that. Then don't do a fucking interview.
NFL, they do more tests than anything. And in the course of you having your physical, did anybody ever come back with any, say you had a heart issue or anything that was abnormal?
Honestly, no. I've always been a healthy, young, fit, energetic, human being, let alone athlete. So it was something that was just, that we still processing, and I'm still talking through with my doctors just to see what everything was.
Now, it very well could be that maybe they don't know. You know, maybe the doctors don't have an answer for them at this time. Maybe they're still running through their tests because the way a lot of this works sometimes is they have to run a series of very intrusive, very invasive, and time-intensive tests where they'll take place over a long period of time. And then if they don't find any type of heart defect, then they'll say, oh, well, I guess it's commotio cordis. But to say, well, I don't want to get into it, I'd rather stay away from that. After a very long, weird pause, come on, dude. And I think, right, if you're going to go out and talk, then go out and talk. I think it's a little bit cowardly. It's a little bit cowardly to do that. To come, to have everybody talk about you, to go to the Super Bowl, get praised by the media, all these people, all this adulation, getting awards from the NFL over this because of what you went through. And there's no doubt what he went through is crazy and insane. And I can't imagine that happening to me or somebody I know or somebody I love or whatever. But I think with the way the NFL's used this dude, the way that he has got all this fame from it, I think a lot of people deserve answers. And it looks like Damar Hamlin is not willing to give that to people. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you.
All right, let's come out of here for a minute now. It's not hard to see. It's not. It's easy to see why he don't want to talk about it, because mainstream media is not allowed to say the D word, bug juice. So he don't want to talk about it because he knows how those fake Jews gonna punish him if he talk about the V word. Now, and for all you people out there who still trusting this man, still trusting his miracle drugs or whatever, Y'all done, but y'all just don't know. Now I want to get another what is it? I want to get an article. We keep messing. Okay, here we go. This is the article. It says it's from what is it from? DailyMail.com. And it says anti-lockdown. Florida issued controversial new guidelines to doctors, telling them to warn patients they could suffer fear after UC. Now let's read some of this. It says doctors in Florida are now being instructed to warn recipients of the bug that the blank could cause adverse effects, including blank. Now, we told y'all that 2 years ago, along with the clots, strokes, but they was calling us liars. They was saying that we was giving out misinformation. It says a notice sent to the state's medical professionals Wednesday warned that reports of adverse events following blank in Florida had increased 1,700% from 2020 to 2021. The blank's first year of availability, which they used y'all as lab rats because this experimental drug never been used before on the masses such as this. And y'all took y'all asses down there and y'all drunk the juice. And we told y'all not to. But now you see what happens when you trust the devil. Among them was a massive spike in life-threatening conditions linked to blank, including blank and other cardiovascular issues. This is despite only a 400% in the number of blank administered in Florida last year. This just the increase in blank administered is not the sole reason for this increase. That's a lie. Now you got some of the world's most fit athletes on this planet dropping on the field in their prime. That doesn't happen. That's not normal. I'm gonna tell you what is normal. Esau lying. That's normal. But the system cited by Florida officials use self-reported information and does not require verification. Now, what kind of science does not require proof? That's not science. It's a lie because the word science means to know. So if you don't verify something, you really don't know. But see, that's how Esau do. He'll freestyle a lie to you and call it science. His hypotheses, his guesses, and his straight up lies. He called all that. He put all that under the guise of science. It says some reports may not be true, and others could be caused by blank itself, which is known to cause long-term blank symptoms in some sufferers. Now, if they knew all this, and their heart was in the right place, and they knew this bug juice was not safe, why would they still go ahead and force you to take it? Why would they not tell you? Because these are murderers. Esau has a habit of weaponizing everything he touches: the food, the water, the medicine, the air, the animals. He weaponizes everything. So you won't see his attack coming if you don't know your enemies. You don't know how he gets down. Like this man just all love, 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 and he wants the best for the world. No, he wants to kill you, especially if you're an Israelite, because he does not want you to rule over him. He know the Lord about to come back. That's why he rushing this thing. It says, while blank bug juice has serious side effects, see? They are so rare that health officials have decided the benefits outweigh the risk. What are the benefits? Number one, if you do take this bug, it does not stop you from catching it. It does not stop you from transmitting it. And it's very detrimental to your health. So what are the benefits? Ain't no benefits. The benefits go towards Esau because once you take that shit, your clock starts to count down until you die. Y'all forgot this man. This man is he's heavy on that depopulation. Y'all forgot about that, didn't he? He ain't. Now let's get Job chapter 13, verse 4. But ye are forged lies, you're all positions of your value. Doctor means to falsify, position means to falsify. So they lie. 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings. That's them freestyling you lies and call it science. And oppositions of science, falsely so called. See, they freestyle and lie and call it science. Now, there was a book this woman put out last year who was working with Dr. Fauci. And she wrote a book telling everything, telling how they made up all the 6-foot rule. They made up where the bug came from. They made up what else they made? They made up the idea of wearing masks. Everything related to that bug. They made it up. She confessed that they lied about it. So why are they not in jail? Because the earth was given to the hand of the wicked. It's allowed. Job chapter 30, verse 8, they were children of fools. You have children of base men, they were violent in the earth. Children of fools. Esau is referred to as a fool in the Bible, all throughout the Bible. And now y'all see why, because of all these dumbass mistakes he makes. He just sloppy. He doesn't think shit through. He's so emotional. He knows his end is coming, so he's desperate. And a desperate man is a dangerous man. Now, let's get Zechariah chapter 11, verse 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. Yeah, they gonna blame everything but them for destroying you, and they will not apologize about it. So that's why the scriptures say, those that show no mercy shall have no mercy. That is why the nation of Edom is the only nation that's going to be exterminated out of the earth at the end of their 1,000-year slavery / being on death row. Because some have praised Florida officials for taking a different approach to their blank response, limiting restrictions related to the blank, instead allowing for more personal choice and responsibility. The blank brought many challenges that the health and medical field have ever encountered. A notice from state officials read, because they never had to lie this hard for the sake of health and medicine. Although the initial response was led by a sense of urgency and crisis management, the state surgeon general believes it is critical that as public health officials, responses are adapted to the present to chart a future guided by data. The release references report to the blank adverse events reporting system, VAERS, a system run by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services to log blank-related injuries. In 2021, 41,473 blank-related injuries were reported in Florida, a massive increase from the 2,466 a year earlier. Yeah, that's a massive jump. Now, what changed between those 2 years? More people took that bug juice and more people started dropping. That's what happened. VAERS data is self-reported, and cases submitted to the system do not need to be verified by a physician. Still, though, it allows regulators to be alerted to potential negative trends associated with available blanks. The Florida Health also cites American study published in September that found 1 in every 550 recipients of the blank suffered an adverse event. See, these so-called drugs are still in experimental stages. Y'all lined up as soon as they was available to. Yeah, y'all were lab rats. Which is much higher in other blanks. The study focused on clinical trials held for the blank and the blank to initial earn Food and Drug Administration approval in the late 2020. Says across all the trials gathered for the study, which include tens of thousands of patients, 52 blank recipients and 87 got the blank had a significant adverse reaction. Y'all believe these people, man. Now they're trying to make it where it's dependent on these jabs for the rest of your life. That's not supposed to be. It is compared to 33 and 64 respectively among people who did not receive the blank, indicating that the existing risk is still relatively small. No, it's relatively big because that risk includes death. See how Esau trying to downplay the obvious? Just a fucking liar, man. The data was considered by the FDA and CDC before it issued emergency use authorization and eventually full approval for the blank in recent years. Now, you cannot trust these alphabet soups, these alphabet agencies, FDA, CDC, that they're going to approve anything if the big man says approve, just to kill you. Florida Health also cites a 2022 study by Israeli researchers. Oh, I go to fake Jews, which found a 25% increase in cardiac events in the Middle Eastern nation in the months following the blank's rollout. Don't ever line up for something that Esau just put out and he offered it free to you. It's a trap all day. Researchers note that it is unclear whether any of these events had any link to the blank. Now, see, it's beyond obvious that they're not going to admit it because they are liars. They're not going to admit it. That's why they're not allowed to say the B word in mainstream media, even though it's common knowledge that they're not to be trusted and this shit don't work. Well, it works for what they purposed it to do, which is to kill you. And I say once again, medicine is not supposed to kill you. That's dope. While not establishing causal relationships, the findings raise concerns regarding blank-induced undetected severe cardiovascular side effects and underscore that already established causal relationships between blank and blank, a frequent cause of unexpected cardiac arrest in young individuals. The shots do not come without some really small risk, though. When you call death a small risk, just fucking liars, man. Yeah, but I'm just scrolling down through it. In Florida, see, check this out. See, listen to these hypocrites. In Florida, it is illegal to mislead and misrepresent, especially when you are talking about the efficacy of a drug. See, straight up lie to your face. Talking about it's illegal to mislead and misrepresent, but they do it. These people don't even follow their own laws, so how can they be trusted? Let me come out of here for you. Get my article. You can't trust these people, man, because James 1:8, double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. First it's Satan, now it's causing cardiac arrest, now it's Satan. See, y'all crazy as hell, man. Obadiah chapter 1, verse 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3. But when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Whenever Esau says something safe, you better run like hell. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy like an iron wrestle sword is wickedness. Still in the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. Who will pity a charmer that is hidden by a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? We told y'all, let this snake bite y'all. Y'all took y'all asses down there, lined up for the venom. Now you're dropping like flies. So we don't feel sorry for you, because we told you, don't trust this man, because he knows he's about to go into slavery. Because his whole attitude is, if I can't move the planet, nobody can, so he's going to destroy you. And it's all prophecy. So he think he's going to take away our kingdom now, bro. You destroying your own, and you're going to rebuild ours for free. Because I'm sure the Lord Yahushua don't want to walk on concrete that's laced with pork. You people are insane. Verse 16, an enemy speaking sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagines how to throw thee into a pit. That's why they got think tanks. They hire people to think on how to get away with murdering. He will weep with his eyes if he found opportunity. He will not be satisfied with blood. See? Sirach chapter 10, verse 8, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches gotten by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. And we're in the process of it right now. We start knowing, you know, his lies can't hold much longer. But this is the attitude he got. Think he always gonna be on top. Think he always gonna be the man. Psalm chapter 10, verse 6. He hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. See? You think he always gonna be the top dog. Psalm chapter 94, verse 21. They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 11. If they say, come to us, let us lay wait for blood, let us lurk privily for the innocent without cause. They're just born murderers, man. They were born to be the wicked. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 16. These 6 things doth the Lord hate, and 7 are the abomination unto him. 7 means completion. He's completely wicked. Verse 17, a proud look. Proud to be an American. Yeah, you proud. Esau. A lying tongue. Self-explanatory. How you know an Edomite lying? His lips move. And hands that shed innocent blood. Yeah, the Lord hates you, bro. Psalm chapter 73, verse 5. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Now all these Edomites doing all this bullshit, but ain't nobody in jail. They're not in trouble as other men. Why? Because the earth was given to the hand of the wicked. Psalm chapter 58, verse 2. Yeah, in heart ye work wickedness, wait the violence of your hands in the earth. And it don't have to be a bomb or shooting up stuff. He can murder you with something that he invented and tell you it's medicine. That's violence. Now let's get one more article. Come on. Check this out. Over 60 scientists call for an end to blame. after documenting foreign toxins that damage the blood and impede circulation. That's why he ain't gonna talk about it. And it was also put out that not long before he collapsed on the field, he took the bug juice. So, hey, you don't know secret. Just because you don't say it don't mean we don't know. Take natural news. The German Working Group for COVID blank analysis, which include over 60 scientists, doctors, lawyers, and journalists, published their summary of preliminary findings on the toxic substances they are finding in blank samples and the changes they are seeing in the blood samples taken from blank individuals. Scientists frequently observe unusual rapid disintegration of the different types of cells in the blank blood and found concerning rouleau formations of red blood cells specifically in the blank samples. Because of these issues, the working group is calling for all blank programs to end in order to avert a direct and imminent danger to human life and public safety. We ask that the blank programs be discontinued immediately, the group's report stated. The report has also been sent to all members of the lower house of parliament in Germany and is being investigated by scientists and doctors of various disciplines. Blank damage the blood and impede circulation. The foreign complex structure that has been isolated in the blank lots have also been found in the blood of blank individuals. The working group used artificial intelligence. See, why these people exalt artificial intelligence? Artificial means fake. So why do you exalt fake intelligence? You can't program common sense. But you people, y'all, so and that was a tactic of Esau to make you dependent on his devices. I bet over half of y'all can't even do multiplication or division on a pencil with a pencil and paper. You so because you got you dependent on calculators and your phones. Now when this internet go down and y'all can't use y'all phones to get on the internet, a lot of y'all gonna switch y'all wrists, especially if you don't have access to social media. The working group used artificial intelligence, fake intelligence, people, and they exalt it to the heavens, to examine with precision differences in the blood of the blank and blank individuals. These toxic substances are having a profound negative impact on the blood of blank individuals as seen under dark field microscopy. These inflammatory changes in the blood are taking place regardless of the incidence and severity of the side effects of the blank individual's experience. The blank can cause long-term changes in blood composition without the blank person being aware of these changes. The scientists wrote that the foreign objects that are not the result of contamination because they have found in different blood samples from various blank lots. They warned that the size of the objects can lead to disruption in the blood circulation in the vessel. So they basically gonna shoot you up with something that's gonna stop your blood from circulating, and thus cardiac arrest. Much of the damage is predicted on the stability of the envelope of the lipid nanoparticles. The lipid nanoparticles are designed to evade detection and deliver mRNA instructions to the cell. Why? I thought they supposed to be hunting down a bug. Why they even got to deal with your DNA? See, this man trying to change you to a transhuman. Now, if the Lord doesn't recognize you as human, you automatically destroyed. When the nanoparticles remain stable and effectively do their job, the blood damage is more severe and the blank side effects are more frequent and pronounced. See? You lab rats gonna stop lining up for Esau every time he drops something new. The stability of the lipid nanoparticle envelope is closely correlated with the incidence of blank side effects and injury. The more stable this envelope, the greater the amount of mRNA that penetrates cells, where the production of spike proteins then take place. See, stop you up. These results correspond with the findings of pathologists who have carried out autopsies on people who have died due to blank injury. Spike proteins were detected and damaged tissue. Researchers suspect that the spike protein is in itself toxic. They know what this thing gonna do because why? They designed to do exactly, they engineered it to do exactly what it's doing. Depopulate. The blank mRNA is encapsulated in a protective envelope of nanolipids. These nanolipids are made out of multiple layers of polylactin glycerol. Some people have antibodies to PEG due to the previous exposure to blank and pharmaceuticals that contain PEG. This may explain the different reactions to the blank. If a person's immune system recognizes attacks and breaks down the PEG, then the mRNA will degrade and not make it to the ribosomes of the cells. If this happens, the blank does not produce the spike protein, does not cause a further immune response, and does not cause subsequent damage. And y'all can read this stuff, but see, you see how hypocritical this man is? First, he insists that you don't even say the word. And now you got over 60 scientists, lawyers, doctors coming out saying, stop this. But what does your stupid ass leaders do? They still trying to mandate. And we can come out of this. I just wanted to get that article to show y'all what's really going on. But despite this article, despite the scientists crying out, the lawyers crying out, the doctors crying out, the government gonna be stuck on wickedness. That's what they're afraid to do. Now let's keep going. See, this is why you shouldn't take nothing free from the devil, because ain't nothing free. Sirach chapter 13, verse 6. If he have need of thee, he will deceive thee, and smile upon thee, and put thee in hope. He will speak thee fair and see what won't thou. See, you're trying to bribe. Serpent tactic. Isaiah chapter 29, verse 15. Woe to them that seek deep to have their counsel from the Lord, and that works on the dark, and they say, who seeth us, who knoweth us. They think they don't know about that, anybody only. That's how naive and stupid they are. Psalm chapter 73, verse 12. Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world, they increase in riches. The pharmaceuticals, your big tech. Yeah, there was a big money exchange. You got super rich selling you poison, was selling poison to the states to administer to the citizens. Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands. They cannot sleep unless they think it's so wicked. How to get away with some type of wickedness. Proverbs chapter 29, verse 12. If a ruler hearkens to lies, all his servants are wicked. That go for Donald Trump too. I know a lot of y'all putting y'all hope back in that man. But what did he do when he announced he's running in 2024? He didn't offer y'all cheaper taxes, better schools, better roads. He offered y'all death right out the gate. Guillotines, firing squads, hangings. But y'all want to trust this man again because y'all desperate to get rid of Biden. Just like y'all desperate to get rid of Trump. That's why you elected Biden. Told y'all Biden to show you what time it is. Y'all don't believe nothing. By the time you do believe something, it's gonna be too late. Just like you just found out that juice they trying to give you free ain't no good to you. But you took your simple ass down there and took it anyway because he told you to. Job chapter 15, verse 35. They conceive mischief and bring forth vanity, and their belly prepares mischief. Psalm chapter 37, verse 32. The wicked watcheth the righteous, seeketh to slay him. Why? Because they know. In Revelation 12, verse 12, chapter 12, verse 12, they know that they have for a short time. So they're gonna kill as many people as they can out of spite. That's that little boy in Esau. Remember, he was crying all the way back in Genesis. So now he ain't gonna let his kingdom go like a mature adult. He's gonna be fighting, scratching, kicking, crying as he get drugged off into captivity. Let's see what else we got. Sirach chapter 12, verse 17. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. Prime example. Let's say a new book came out yesterday. It's on the news today. Came out yesterday, but it's on the news today. This bug now already killed what? 30,000, let him tell it. But they know everything about it. How you know everything about this if it just came out yesterday? Y'all just discovered it yesterday. How you get all this data on? Because they engineered it. All these bugs ain't coming just out of nowhere. They're coming out the CDC, the Center for Death Control. Let's take it from the top. Sirach chapter 12, verse 17. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. And all these people that died by the jab, yeah, they will undermine thee. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 28. For they are a nation for the counsel, neither is there any understanding with them. Neither do they care. That's the shallowness of Esau. Ezekiel chapter 22, verse 29. The people of the land have used oppression and exercised robbery and have fixed the poor and needy. Yeah, they have oppressed the stranger wrong. Job chapter 15, verse 34. For the congregation of hypocrites shall be desolate, and fire shall consume the tabernacles of bribery. Time this man open his mouth. A lot now. Second Corinthians chapter 2, verse 8. That Satan should get advantage of us, we are not ignorant of his devices. Proverbs chapter 14, verse 25. A true witness delivers souls, but a dreadful witness speaketh lies. Just a liar. Psalm chapter 5, verse 9. For there is no faithfulness in their mouth. The inward part is very wickedness. Their throat is an open sepulchre. They flatter with their tongue. The open sepulchre is an above ground grave or tomb, ain't nothing but death in it. And where this man goes, death follows. Nobody goes to jail. So he was created to do. Isaiah chapter 32, verse 7. As for the scoundrel, his devices are evil. He plans wicked schemes, ruin the poor with lying words, even when the plea of the needy is right. Even when we tell him the truth, he's still going to label it misinformation to give us a strike. See? And that goes back to the spirit right there. Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Warn to them that decree and righteousness creeds. unjust laws. That's all unrighteous decrees are. That right reasons which they prescribe. An example of an unrighteous decree is redlining. What they did in Chicago, they're still doing it. Because how much money you got, regardless how good your credit is. If you want to buy a house in certain neighborhoods, you can't because of your race. That's an unrighteous decree. Higher taxes on the Israelites. More laws put in place to keep us in a arrested development state. Those unrighteous decrees. Laws written to keep you at the bottom. Isaiah chapter 26, verse 10. Their favor will be shown to the wicked, yet will not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness, he will deal unjustly and will not behold the majesty of the Lord. Sirach chapter 13, verse 4. If thou be for his profit, he will use thee. But if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee. If you ain't got nothing for him to steal, you don't even know you exist. But if you one of them small countries with like half a military, but you got an abundance of resources, he on his way coming with humanitarian help for the people. Now he gonna take your resources one or two ways. He's gonna strong arm you, or he gonna put a coup in your country. He gonna put one of his people in your government, and they gonna do the will of Esau. So you won't have to send a military down there to take your resources. The man that's planted in their government, he's just gonna give them the keys to the gate. Sirach chapter 14, verse 5. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. This man killing his own people, Israelites, so-called blacks, Native Americans, Hispanic, but you expect him to love you? Are you stupid? Now these verses are the Lord exposing this man. This is the book of Nahum, chapter 3, verse 5. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness and the kingdoms thy shame. Now Putin he just gave a speech addressing his nation, and he was calling out all the wickedness of Babylon, and all the other nations heard it. So yeah, prophecy fulfilled. Verse 6, and I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and I will set thee as a gazing stock. The whole world looking at the United States with their good eye now. Man, there's something wrong with the fools over there. Yeah, you're right, it is. You wanna know what's wrong? You got a two-legged beast in power that's unfit to rule, an emotional beast, because he does not use logic or common sense. He puts pride, perpetual hate, and emotion over common sense and logic. That's why he gonna fail. He's like a little girl that cry when they don't get their way. So he gonna call you a liar for telling the truth. Backwards service. Isaiah chapter 47, verse 3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. He coming back as a force with the chariots. Put your ass in this lake. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 16. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also. Let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. I thought this country was so great. They're great at lying, stealing, and murdering. Let's get 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 4. He is proud, knowing nothing but doubting about questions and strifes of words, where coming envy, strife, railings, evil surmises, which is a thought based on nothing. This man, see, he is proud, knowing nothing, so he just makes it up as he goes. Call it freestyle. But when he freestyles, he calls it something. See what I'm saying? Sirach chapter 11, verse 31. For he lieth in wait to turn the good into evil, and in things worthy of praise, he will lay blame on. See? Example of that is us, the Israelites. Remember when this gimmick first started 2-3 years ago? And he came out with bug juice. And what did they do? They blamed it on the Israelites. We became the face of C19. That's why the scripture says, turning good into evil and things worthy of praise, he will lay blame upon thee. This man is a false accuser from birth. He plays the blame game. Everything is everybody else's fault, but he's in charge. So how does that even work? Esther, this is the rest of Esther in the Apocrypha, chapter 13, verse 5. Seeing then we understand that this people alone is continually in opposition unto all men, differing in a strange manner of their laws and evil effective to our state, working all the mischief they can, that our kingdom may not be firmly established. See, they're trying to steal back their birthright. That's what it is. But it's not going to happen because it's not written. So they're trying to get everybody under control. They're trying to control everybody. I mean, what is that going to do? Because when the Lord come back, he's still going to destroy your ass. So you ain't saving yourself. You already been judged, man. We just waiting on time. Your verdict has already been given. 1,000 years of slavery, 1,000 years of death row. At the end of those, extermination. Those are the judgments for Esau, Edom, and them fake ass Jews. Yeah, man, we can get some of these scriptures. Let's get Proverbs chapter 19, verse 21. There are many devices in a man's heart. Nevertheless, the counsel of the Lord Yahweh shall stand. Like I said, they want to put everybody in slavery through these chips. It's not going to happen because it's not written. Just like the scripture just said. Nevertheless, the counsel of the Lord Yahweh shall stand. Not what Esau wants. It's the Lord's will. Psalm chapter 21, verse 11. For they intend evil against thee, they imagine a mischievous device which they are not able to perform. You ain't that slick, Esau, because your lies are sloppy. Your psyops is sloppy and see through. Job chapter 5, verse 12 and 13. He disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands could not perform their enterprises. He hath taken the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the proud is carried his own. I told you, if it's not reading, it's not. Care how much how bad you want it, don't matter. Psalm chapter 33, verse 10. The Lord Yahweh bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught. He maketh the devices of the people of none effect. Proverbs chapter 28, verse 15. As a roaring lion and a raging bear, so is a wicked ruler over the people. Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, ain't nobody rejoicing. So who's in rulership? We can get a couple more. We can close points, man. I told y'all years ago, don't take this stuff when they first brought it out. No, you got to keep your job. The hell good is what the hell good is a job if you dead? Cool. So, Sirach chapter 10, verse 3, an unwise king destroyeth his people. But through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. We can close on this one. This one is Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. Be not deceived. The house is not mocked for. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So Esau, you ain't getting away with nothing, homie, just because you ain't got punished yet. No, you gotta pay that back to the full. One full payment of blood. He ain't taking partial payments. And you going right into slavery when he pull up. Call all you love. How I shouldn't have shot him. I should have you by Shem how what got the aspect. What about Farm Yashra? Shalom.